Jessie Davies, welcome to the heart of it.
Thank you very much.
Great
Pleasure to be here.
God, I just did it to you then. Pause for the live beat. Welcome. Thanks for coming. Long way you've travelled.
Yeah, just a little, but...
Where did you come from?
Well, I'm just next to Bath. I'm in Chippenham, Wiltshire, the farmer land, as they call it.
What made you travel all that way?
Well, I'm committed to the cause, I wanted to come and experience a day at Pod first and, talk about what I do and, what life is all about.
What do you do?
Well, I do a variety of things. As everybody in my life knows, I like to dibble and dabble in multiple things. And so I first started doing hair and makeup. So I loved doing hair and I was like, I just want to do something with it. And I went back to college in 2018 and I went and studied hair. Now, I originally went for like an evening course just to do it in the evening while I was working full time. But not enough people signed up. So I was like, okay, great. And then I suddenly ended up in full-time college, full-time education, and a month into the course, this bump starts growing and I'm pregnant.
Just all of a sudden?
All of a sudden, just out of nowhere. So, that was an interesting 9-10 months of being pregnant.
I was going to say interesting night. I thought this is going very different of a conversation. Tell me more.
Okay, draw it back. So, that was a time where I just clicked and I thought, this is actually perfect timing. Having a baby and working towards what I want to do, I just thought, well, I'll just work for myself. I'll then be able to be more flexible, be there as a mum and spend time with my family. And that's what was a big thing when I started. Well, when I became a mum, I was like, I can go to all these family events. I can do things. Is this what it's like to go out for a coffee? Not that I drink coffee, but...
The concept's the same.
Exactly. And so being able to go out and socialise more than I would have, it was great because I thought, is this what it's like working for yourself? I was like, this is what I want. I want to be my own boss. So I started that, had my first wedding in December 2019.
I had my first wedding.
Yes.
That sounds like I have more weddings. How many weddings do you have?
I think I've done well over 100 weddings. My first hair and makeup wedding. Well, hair, and then I got told, why don't you do makeup as well? So I thought, why don't I? But then self-doubt kicks in, all of that kazumba stuff, and I thought, can I do it? So I went on a course, I did it, watched a hell of a lot of YouTube videos, done some crazy makeup on myself, and I thought, okay, maybe I can do it. And then I started doing it and I'd take pictures and I'd look back and think, did I do that? Like, okay, it's possible. And then over time, the weddings started to build up. I get my name out there. My socials were building up and I thought, wow, okay, this is actually working. But my problem is I think, I just want it to happen overnight. I'm like, I'm putting in all this hard work, like I want it now. Mm-hmm. And that's realistically looking back, 6, 7 years. I'm like, it doesn't happen overnight. Mm. And that's the realistic thing.
So how old were you when you got pregnant?
24.
So 24, First baby?
Yes.
Only baby?
It is my only baby, yes.
Boy, girl?
Girl, Darcy, my little apple of my eye, full of sass as girls are. She is literally...
I wonder where she gets it from.
Yeah, don't know about that.
Then the hair business, then makeup business, / hair makeup business. Now you have a team.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing that?
Well, I was kind of on and off because during that time, my October 3rd, 2019, my dad just unfortunately suddenly passed away. And
sorry for your loss.
Thank you. And it was a time of, damn, like life is just so short. I mean, the previous like close death I had before that was my nan, and it was like a hit of realization of, oh my God, she's always been there. And then for my dad to go, who was literally my idol, the guy that I looked up to, who I aspired to be like, who made me this crazy outgoing character, because he was just such an amazing character. And for him to go was a massive blow. And I thought, wow, like I would call him up for advice all the time. He would always give me the truth. Like, no, Jess, that's stupid. Don't even bother doing that. Or this is right. This is the angle you need to take. You need to do it like this. And he never held me back. He was up there. He was pulling me up. He was never pulling me back down. He would bring me to reality to make me realize, okay, Jess, we need to take a different approach here. But the sky was the limit with him, and that is exactly what it is with me. And so had a bit of a crap, but it was only a few weeks after that I went, right, I got to get my shit in gear. Like, I got to do this, because it's now or never, because who knows, I could drop tomorrow and I would have so many regrets, and I just don't want to live with regrets. So I went on my first like beauty course 2 weeks later, and I was just set. I was like, I'm doing what I got to do. I'm going to make you proud. But I mean, like, I don't want to do it just for him. I want to do it to make him proud, but I want to do it for myself, my family, and, you know, put a roof over their heads. And I had drawbacks, like, you know, struggled with my mental health, but, you know, you have doctors who just pump you full of all these drugs. Oh, take this, take that. And I realized, I mean, I wasn't sleeping, so I realized I was taking drugs just for the hell of it. Like, okay, I need to take it. And I'm like, what am I doing? So I completely just stopped all this like diazepam and all that malarkey, and thought, I don't need that stuff. Like, I can do this myself. I'm a strong person. So I started listening to podcasts, meditation, and more herbal. Like, I love all the herbal stuff now, because...
Herbal as in mushrooms, psilocybin, or non-magic mushrooms?
Non-magic mushrooms. I'm glad I've never done any naughties. So, you know, lion's mane, I've noticed a massive change in my cognitive performance with that stuff. And like ashwagandha, like I suffer a lot with hormones, and I'm sure a lot of women can relate to endometriosis. I've had a lot of problems with that, and I don't know, Amel, if you've ever heard of it.
I've heard of it. I know lots of women who've obviously struggled with it, so I've got no experience personally, but a lot of personal experience with women who've obviously struggled a lot.
Yeah.
Conditions like that, and polycystic ovaries, and everything else related to that.
Yeah. So that has had a massive impact in, like, mentally, physically. Had an operation a couple of years ago to, you know, get rid of it, but unfortunately nothing ever gets rid of it. And we've been trying for a second baby for like 5 or 6 years now, but because of endometriosis and I don't know what else, next week we have a fertility clinic to hopefully get some answers. So fingers crossed on that. But so yeah, there's so many defining factors that, you know, has knocked me along the way. But I'm definitely out the other side now and know how to deal with, you know, the struggles that I face. And also people around me have had massive struggles. So I've learned from their failures and mistakes, and also from their wins as well, which, you know, watching my family go through multiple problems weirdly, in a good way, it's good because I've watched theirs and known, okay, don't do that, do that. Do you know what I mean?
Here's what not to do.
Yeah. And I'm from one of 7, so I've had many of...
Wow.
Yes. Yeah, just a few.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. So you said a lot there. So your dad passed away. Then you've had endometriosis. You've been trying for a baby for 5-6 years.
Mm.
That in alone, I know, not just for obviously, well, women, but also the relationship as well, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot to then process, deal with, and unpack. And then run a business yourself.
Yeah.
And maintain health, mental health.
Yeah.
You mentioned taking things from the doctors. You mentioned diazepam. Were they antidepressants involved as well?
No,
So
because I know that antidepressants can change the chemicals and everything in your brain. So I'm like, it can change you permanently, which I don't want.
Mm.
And I noticed it altering, just like, I can't remember what the tablets I was taking.
Citalopram, sertraline.
I can't even remember because I just wanted to get them out of my body.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we had a conversation before, obviously, on the over message about ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been diagnosed with ADHD? Or you
I'm going through the process of it.
You definitely give the sign. I'm not obviously a doctor, but I've got ADHD diagnosed.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people now who have it. And I know all of the symptoms, and then the ones that are obvious, and the ones that you'd never know that someone has.
Yeah.
So I actually learned a lot about ADHD when I learned I had it, which I know I was very different as a kid. Like, not ADHD, I got loads of things. I got many letters of many kinds after my name, not the good ones. When someone told me that when I got diagnosed, I was like, well, it's obvious that there were loads of stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm more interested in, like, I take medication for it. It does massively help my brain's focus, but also lots of routines, rituals, also take herbal things, non-herbal things, all sorts of things to try and focus and concentrate. And just trying to find out, like, how I work. It's very individual, I think, like health, mental health. Struggle my fair share with mental health. Then, now, always.
Yeah.
It's just a constant, it's a practice. It's a practice, there's no goal.
It's finding your coping mechanism, isn't it? Because you're not just going to be fixed overnight. It's finding your coping mechanism. And I also found that I have acupuncture and cupping done, and I'll go in there and she'll be like, oh, you're stressed. And I was like, don't need to tell me again. But I mean, I think I cope with stress quite well. But, I'll go in there and she'll say, you're not sleeping, because she'll do all of these, testing, all of those parts. And she'll just donk a few in my head just to calm me down. And I'll come out and I'll be like, I feel so much calmer.
Chinese medicine stuff is amazing.
Oh, that's a lot of the herbals that I take. And she is the woman who also told me about my, not specifically my endometriosis, because I knew I had it, but the problems with fertility. And she said, I've got blockages and things like that, which will be interesting when I do go next week to know. But I mean, she'll do simple things of look at my tongue and she'll say, spice is not good for you. I'm like, okay, yeah, I know spice isn't. And I hate spice. But the day before I had a hot curry and she was like, no, not good for you. I'm like, okay, I'll listen. Ice cream, things like that. And just, she's such a sweet lady, this woman I go to. She's so sweet and like half the size of me, but she absolutely destroys my body and I love it.
Yeah, you're the best kind.
Yeah.
So there's so much stuff going on here to dissect. So you were having all this going on and growing the business and family and health and mental health. Like, how are you juggling all that?
I get asked that a lot. Like, people say, Jess, do you stop? Honestly, I don't stop. Like, I have a salon at the end of the garden because where my mum said, well, why don't you move back in after my dad passed? And I thought, oh, okay, or, cut bill costs down because we were in the middle of paying for the wedding and COVID happened, all of that. I mean, my husband was still at work. He's in pharmacy, so he was fine in COVID. He wasn't losing his job. But me, I was at home with a baby and I thought, oh my gosh, and as a mother, when you're at home with a child all day, you completely lose your identity and you're stuck in a house all day, especially during COVID where you couldn't go out, see family, see friends. I thought, Jesus Christ, I got to do something. Like, I've got to do something. So I just went and became a delivery driver at Tesco. Just to...
As one does.
just why not? I've had so many jobs, but I think...
So let me ask you this.
Go on.
You said people ask you, Jess, do you stop? You said, honestly, I don't stop. And given all the stuff you've told me so far, it leads me to the question, and try to think before you answer.
Okay. I'll try.
Good framing this.
Yeah.
If you won't stop, what are you running from?
Failure, I guess. Yeah.
Failure or what?
Myself.
What does that mean to you?
I just don't want failure to be a thing for me. Like, yeah, I just don't want to fail.
Do you feel like you're failing in this moment in your life?
I feel like I have failed, but I need to give myself some grace. But I feel like I could be so much further ahead than where I already am.
Couldn't we all?
Correct.
How much grace do you really give yourself?
Not a lot. Because like I said, I always think I should be doing more. I should be further ahead. I could have done more.
Lots of shoulds and coulds in those sentences.
Yeah. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
And maybe you are different than every woman I have ever spoken to, ever. But not being able to have a baby for 5 to 6 years, whilst when trying actively, drives a massive self-worth issue right straight through the middle of them.
Yeah. I mean, I don't try and sit like...
Quite. You won't stop running. Because then you used to say the phrase, I don't stop and think about that. Because if I stopped, I would think about that.
Yeah.
And that would be painful. So I'm going to keep distracting myself with everything else apart from sitting and thinking about that.
Yeah. Yeah. It was back in, was it earlier this year? And me and my husband, you know, of course, having a baby can just cause stress and friction and things. But so we were just out for a walk in the middle of a field, surrounded by sheep, and and I think that was maybe like 6, 7, 8 months ago when I was like, I just let out tears, and I don't cry very often. You know, sometimes I'll have a cry in the car when I'm talking to my dad, but I don't normally. And that was when I was like, why doesn't my body work? And that is a frustrating thing. But also I'm positive in the sense of everything happens for a reason. And there's a reason at the moment I haven't been able to have, we haven't been able to have a child. There's a reason for it. And that's a belief of mine. And there is a reason everything happens.
Even if that's true, it's still really hard to go through what you're going through. Even if there is a reason for it and you believe everything happens for a reason, you still got to go through it and still got to endure it.
Yeah.
And you still have to then process that.
Yeah. But then I think the case of I don't stop, so I don't give myself enough time to think about it. And I'm quite...
But that's got to go somewhere.
You're
the body
right.
keeps the score, right?
Yeah, so that's where it probably takes its effects physically on me.
And so if it's got to go somewhere and it takes its effect on your body, which you just said, what is one of the leading causes that women cannot get pregnant?
Stress and...
So the loop is causing, or could be causing the loop.
Yeah.
This show is a Podfirst production. Podfirst specialise in cinematic, high-quality video media production and podcasts, including projects such as viral social media content for business owners and entrepreneurs, internal communications for organisations, and charity incentives like Homeless FC. Managing and directing the project from start to finish. So whether it's pre and post-production, branding, guest selection and booking, set design, social media strategy, marketing and management, the list continues. Whether you're a business owner or an organisation, PodFirst is here to help you to achieve your objectives and your vision. If any of this sounds like you, then you can visit PodFirst at www.podfirst.com. That's www.podfirst.com.
I think motherhood would be very different this time round because I'm a lot more hands-on in business and I started my property venture now. So it will be a lot different. But we will see where life takes it and just let Earth do what it's got to do.
So you mentioned a property business there.
Yes.
Tell me about that, because that's what originally we started talking about. You obviously posted on social media, trying to grow your personal brand.
Yeah.
Started property stuff, and I said, hey, come and talk to us about business, property, and all things, stuff like that.
So how it all started, I mean, I've always loved property, but I always thought I'm too poor to do it. And let's be realistic, so many people do. They think, I haven't got the money to do property. I can't buy properties. And that's what I thought. And I always thought, you're too poor, you can't do it. So we were traveling in our camper van around Europe in April. And we were driving several hours a day. And I thought, let's just pop on a podcast. And I don't know how we got into a conversation. My husband was next to me and he started looking at just houses abroad just to buy. And they were probably scams, let's be real, but they were like £53 for an apartment. And he was like, what? We can buy this? No way. And I was like, really?
In that exact accent.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, he told me not to do accents. I don't realise I do that. His rule was, don't do accents and don't laugh like Jimmy Carr.
We haven't laughed like Jimmy Carr yet.
That's good.
Damn, we need to get that on the tapes.
I have a cackle that suddenly goes, I didn't realise it goes into Jimmy Carr, but yeah, we'll just move on from that. Moving on. So, short story is, we started listening to podcasts on property and come across, I don't know if you've heard of a guy called Samuel Eads.
Mm-hmm.
You have. Now, some people love him, some people hate him. I mean, I've got a lot from him, and not just him specifically, but his mentors and the people who teach, like his brother Russell as well. Fantastic. And when we got back from traveling, I seen that he has a crash course. I'm like, great, crash course, £1 in London. Pay for the train, off I pop in May. And I just got in that room. I was like, this is a bit of me. Like, because I'm a bit of a, oh yeah, go, quick decisions, love this. And I was just surrounded by ambitious, aspiring people. And I thought, this is my vibe. I love it. And they was on my level of the sky is the limit. And just on that £1 crash course, I mean, to be honest, I didn't need to go to that crash course because I knew everything that he said, because as you may know, although I haven't been diagnosed, I fixate. So when I knew that I wanted to do it and I was going on the course, I listened to every podcast, I read, I was up till God knows what time of the night wanting to just learn everything. So I went on the crash course. I knew everything. I just sat there, but it was just an inspiring room to be in. And they're like, sign up to the academy, all of this. And I'm like, oh yeah, this sounds great. Selling me the dream. Then the adult kicked in of, Jess, you're a mum, you're a wife. You need to calm down. You can't just pop £12,000 out of your arse and go, here you go. So I was a grown woman. I went home. And they say, what is it? Is it like a week or two? If you're still thinking about it in a week or two and you still feel the same, go ahead and do it. But I still didn't have £12,000 just to give to the man. So I booked on to a rent-to-rent course. and a deal sourcing course. And I went on the rent to rent course in July. At this time I just was still working, but self-employed at an alternate provision in education. So I was there going to do that, figured out childcare, and I got there and I was like, this is great. 4 days, solid property from like 9 in the morning till 10, 11 at night. I was like, I'm engrossed. Like, this is it. This is me. I'm doing it. And nobody could tell me different. And, you know, you got family saying, does it work? Oh my God, you're crazy. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm protecting my bubble here. I'm not letting your negativity come in here, because that's it, isn't it? Is if you surround yourself with negativity, it will just massively impact you. And I'm sure you've experienced that doing this, right?
Into what you started saying about Samuel Leeds. Some people love him, some people hate him. You never find a hater who's doing better than you. It's a great phrase.
Yeah.
So people say a lot of things about lots of people. I don't know him. See him on the internet. I know people who know him. I know people who do like him. I know people who don't like him. I don't know him. So how can I possibly pass comment? I hope he's killing it. I hope he's helping people. If he's helping people, all the best to him. Great. And so when people say negative things, I listened to something really strong yesterday. This is so good on a podcast. What is the quality of your hater? As in, if you have people, the qualities that they are, if people who are super successful are criticizing you, then maybe you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing. But then you often find people who are super successful don't really go around criticizing people, certainly not publicly on social media. Yeah. They're just getting on with their own thing. Because when people have reached a certain level, they're like, good for them, who cares? They're doing that. And so when you start looking at the quality of the hater, you look at X, Y, Z on the little, using a name or handle, you're like, cool. Yeah, like, good for you. Yeah, I don't even look at it. I don't care. Yeah. So people can say whatever they like. You're going to get judged no matter what you do. So you might as well do whatever you want. Because if that's a fixed cost, getting criticised positively or negatively, it's fixed. So you're going to get it either way. Yeah. And it's just life overhead. So you might as well just carry on. Yeah. Bad news is good news because you're still getting, out there, isn't it? And there is so many people that criticise him for his successes and the way he's teaching people. But if I'm learning from him, and it just comes down to the simple fact of just support people. Why have people just got to be so negative? Well, if you think you've got value and you're happy to pay for that value, there's nothing to do with anyone else. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And the people who are probably not happy, again, I don't know about him in per se, but people who are not happy with people they spent money on, it's because they couldn't get it to work. And so, like, there's no accountability to say, I paid somebody, I couldn't figure it out. Like, but then other people have paid them and figured it out. So where's the issue? Yeah. The issue's clearly with you. And property isn't for everybody. Or, being a business entrepreneur and owning your own business, it's not for everybody. I don't know whether that's, I know what you mean, but I think more is that I think their expectations were that go on X course, property or other, and tomorrow I'm going to it's going to go where tits up. Everything's going to go wrong every day, always, forever. And one day you may get somewhere that's still kind of okay. Yeah. That's business. Yep. Like, just the numbers get bigger. And the problems also get bigger. And so it's still a shit show. Yeah. Well, yeah. It doesn't... Yeah, people always think when looking from the outside in, oh, it's amazing. It's so easy. Like, they're earning... It's all right for him. Yeah. But realistically, for people who know you, know that all the hard work that you put in. Yeah, people think I'm crazy, but beyond all reasonable doubt. And it's very true. Yeah. But people who say negative things, people say positive things, the ones who see what goes into it, most people, if not all people, would not swap. Yeah. They wouldn't trade with you because they like the nice things. They want the cool stuff. Exactly. They want the car, they want the house, they want the bank account, but they won't want all the hard work that you've had to put into it. All the shit I had to go through to get there. Yep. And still have to. Yeah. All the time. Every day. On a daily basis. On a daily basis. Oh, don't we love it? And then, but I, like, people ask me, how do you do it? I'm like, I didn't know. There's like a choice. Yeah. I mean, obviously it's a choice, but like, I'm just wired that way. Yeah. So like, I wake up like, It's 3:36. I should go back to sleep till 4:15. But I could get an extra jump on that 45 minutes. I could do a little bit more.
Yeah.
What happens is it's getting early because I'm like, it's 3:36. I could actually go at 2. Actually, I should not sleep. I could do loads more work.
But
as you said about the fixation, I'm also the same.
Yeah.
And when I'm like a dog with a bone as well, so I'm like started and I'm like, well, I'm just going to finish this one thing. 4 days later, still like.
Yeah. It's hard though, isn't it? Like it's so hard when you're in the zone, and when you work for yourself, it's just so different, isn't it?
It's a long time since my working career is short, and they asked me to leave every place I worked, I think, almost every place.
Oh dear, why was that?
Multitude of reasons. Most of them not great to share.
Not appropriate.
Not like they're appropriate in terms of telling you, but publicly people are like, you did what?
Oh gosh.
Young.
Yeah.
ADHD. Yeah. Excitable little puppo. That's all I'll say. I'll tell you after.
Say no more.
I've done some stupid fucking things like across all areas of my life. Yeah. And obviously paid the fucking price hugely in many emotional ways that are not great. Yeah. And then also those things that teach you the biggest lessons, the painfulest of things. And so now I'm here. Mm-hmm. So back to you said about everything happened for a reason. I'm still fucking looking for that reason, but.
I mean, you're here, right?
Is that a good thing?
Why? I think so. You're creating opportunities for people.
True.
And I mean, I'm sure you want to be doing this, right?
Yes.
Do you wake up every day wanting to do this?
Yeah.
Hesitation?
I'm just thinking, what's the alternative? If I change it from podcast and podverse to... if I came to work at your business, I'd be up at the same time trying to win anyway. I just want to win everything. I'm a dick. As soon as I started doing Ironman training, which I thought was ludicrous, I took that to the absolute extreme. Yeah. Did my helicopter license in 2.5 months, which is just ridiculous. The amount of obviously exams you have to pass. Yeah. Like, no one does that. Who does that? Who flies like all day long and then does all the ground school in 2.5 months? It's fucking mental. And whilst starting a massive business all at once, you're like, you're fucking mental. I was like, when you put it like that, it does sound a lot.
But when you do it, when you're doing it yourself, and
I thought it was Tuesday. I'm like, yeah, of course, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna work from that time in the morning, get there, do that exam, do all that ground school, fly, do the exam, bosh.
Yeah.
Just do 9 of those. Boshing, easy, whatever. I did 3 a week, whatever, light work.
Yeah.
Then obviously the consequences, my brain's like, oh
God.
But yeah. Well, what's currently happening for you, and then what is next? So, what property-wise, where are you at?
Property-wise, I've done my courses and finished the deal sourcing course in August, and then I got my first 2 properties last month.
So walk me through your first 2 properties, as in you bought them, you secured them, you sourced them from somebody else?
So it's called a rent-to-rent.
Okay.
So I was looking for properties that I could rent off of landlords. So I rent them off of landlords, and then I rent them out myself on Airbnb and Booking.com.
So walk me through it. You don't buy a property yourself.
No.
You rent a property. So you then would essentially, like a normal person, would move into that property themselves and live. So it's a tenancy agreement, effectively.
Yeah, based on on a company let. The contract's a company let.
So but in theory,
yes, yeah.
You take a let, you go down the high street and see, oh, I could rent that house, move in with my kids and live there. Yeah. You don't, you rent that to somebody else.
Correct.
It's called rent to rent.
Yes.
So you don't have to buy the property, you just rent it and then re-rent
it out.
With their permission.
Exactly.
Cool.
The permission is key.
To making it legal.
Exactly. Because if you don't, it's illegal, and they have to check all their mortgage leases and things like that. But
so walk me through it. So you would rent a property for X pounds. How much kind of pounds in general?
So one of my properties I rent for 1,190.
So you rent something. So you pay somebody 1,190, and then you re-rent that to somebody else for what money?
So it ranges for like £130 a night.
Oh, so you don't re-rent it to like a family to live in it?
No, because there'd be no profit in it.
Okay, so you're talking about like Airbnb.
Yeah, Airbnb.
Interesting, service accommodation. So
exactly,
you
service
rent it for
accommodation.
1,190, and then you have bills on top of that.
Yes, yeah, like £300 of bills. Yeah.
So we're talking 1,490.
Yeah.
And then you rent that for how much a night?
Between 130 and 145 a night.
And how many nights do you have to have it for? Testing your maths, you might know.
Oh, God. Well, I was being conservative when I first did it. The case of, okay, if I did it at £100 per night and rented that out, I would need to rent it for 15 nights of the month to cover myself. How
many nights have you had these rented out since the first month you've had them?
So I got the keys on the 19th of September. I spent a week setting it up.
Juging
it, Pazam. And since then, I think when I looked the other day, but I've had more bookings since. I think I've only got 1 or 2 days free.
In the whole month?
Yes.
Ooh. So what's the secret sauce to that? Where do I get one?
Staging is key.
Staging means
staging.
What?
So staging the property, put furniture.
Do you do cookies and shove it around so it smells like hot cookies?
Oh, that'd be nice.
That's what Americans do on TV.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
Like, it smells like bacon. It smells like family.
I love it. Where is it?
That's what you mean, like, where are the cookies? Okay, staging.
Yeah, so staging.
Okay.
Is.
So first of all, before we go back, before we go forward, let's go back. Yeah. So you have to convince a landlord, rent it to me, but wait, landlord, I'm not going to live in it. They're like,
hold on, what?
Then you say, but wait, they're not going to trash it. I'm going to look after it and love it. I'm going to rent it to 30 people, different ones, and not throughout the month.
The wording is key.
Yeah,
because you don't want to scare them. You don't want to be like, there's going to be people going out every single night. They're going to, you're not going to know who they are. You don't want to scare them. You need to put them at ease. So in the contract, we'll say we'll cover maintenance up to a certain amount. So
then putting it back if it gets to be a bit worn and torn due to the amount of people going through it.
Exactly. So if you have contractors, so ideally you want to be having contractors in because then it lowers your cleaning costs. They're in there for longer, so it's more like 100% occupancy.
Contractors being, you mean builders who are like working in the local area? Kind of
yeah, so builders, doctors and nurses. So my properties are in Swindon, so you've got the Great Western Hospital. It's close to the M4.
Oh, so we're not talking about people who want to go out on the piss in Swindon and get an Airbnb. You're talking about?
I mean, I do have those. I had, it was quite awkward actually. So I had been cleaning it every day. So a friend of mine, Jack, also got a property next door to mine, and because I found it, and well, so there's 6 other units. There was like 11 in total. I took 2, he took 1, and then I've got a few up for sale to investors.
Sale being you're selling the rent to rent, or you're selling it?
Selling the rent to rent. So it's selling the deal.
So
that's so much.
A lot going on. So you find a landlord. You convince them to do the rent to rent. Yeah. You then can't service that currently because you're a small starting up now doing this. So then you sell the deal that you convinced somebody to do with you to someone else.
Yeah.
To do the same thing.
Yeah.
Clever.
So then
you get paid for that?
Yes. So you make a fee on selling that.
How much you make on selling a deal?
So for a rent-to-rent deal, you look around £3,000.
£3,000 for telling somebody or giving somebody a piece of paper that says I'm contractually able to do that. So you get paid for just doing the negotiation.
Yeah,
that's amazing. $3,000.
Yeah.
So how many £3,000 did you make by doing? You said 11 properties, and you took 2. No, you took 2. Someone else took 1.
Yes. So I sold him that deal.
So you made £3,000.
Yeah. And then
boom, I love this idea.
So deal sourcing, I mean, I'd done my deal sourcing course in August, and then I was actively looking for properties for myself. I found other deals for other investors.
You love this deal sourcing piece because you just run around like a crazy bird.
Yeah.
Getting the deals. And then other people probably hate doing that part and they just want to look after it.
Precisely, exactly.
Just like find your lanes.
Yeah. It's finding your niche. That's what it's all about. Deal sourcing isn't for everybody. I think it's good because I'm high wired, so I'll just be sat there and just looking, okay, yeah, cool, perfect, booking a viewing, go and do the viewing, give them my little sprinkle, and on to the next.
I mean, obviously we've only done a few of these so far, but do you ever have somebody say, no, I'll let you do it, but I don't like your mate who's called blah blah doing it?
No, because you don't say a name or anything. You say, I have an investor that is, interested, and then you connect them together. Now, you wouldn't just sell it to anybody willy-nilly. You're not just going to sell it to your mate down the road who knows nothing about property.
So you almost got like a network effect part where you're trying to put different people together and then get a piece of it from doing it.
Exactly. And when it comes to the property world as well, I mean, everybody begins to know everybody. Once you make one connection, you're then making more, and somebody knows somebody who's, I had a call one night from a friend saying, look, do you mind if I pass your number over to this investor? He's looking for this type of property. I'm like, yeah, of course, like pass it over. So once you've got one, network grow, it just continues. And everybody always says it, and it's so true. Your network is your net worth. And it's as plain and simple as that. Now, if I didn't go on these courses and meet all of these people that I know now and just try to do it on my own, chances are I wouldn't potentially be where I am today. I know...
You might get there, as you see, the coaching speeds it right up.
Yeah. But... I'm not on the academy like some other people. Well, a lot of the other people, because I can't, at the moment, I don't just want to give out £12,000. I mean, I paid £4,000 on courses now. So,
but you've now made some money back. So now you're starting to turn this over.
Yeah.
You start growing this. And
that was my plan, is start making money. I just want to then recycle it and put it back in and just build up, scale. And eventually I would like to, I have some potentials in the lineup at the moment. They're called, have you heard of lease option agreements? So rent the property off of them and get a lease option agreement to buy the property off of them within those 5 years. And then I'll be gaining the capital appreciation on it. And I mean, these properties that I've potentially got are great for a flip. So I'll go in there, refurb the property, and either keep it, remortgage it, either keep it and rent out as serviced accommodation, or sell it, depending on what the profits are saying. But
interesting.
Yeah,
there's a lot going on then. just your vibe. So you've done
it's only when I say it out loud that I'm like, God, I sound like a right crazy nutter, don't I?
No, well, not all. I think it's really good. Most people go on these courses, sit and do nothing with any of the information they ever got taught.
I know some people like that as well.
And you paid £4,000 and made 3 already. And
yeah.
Also you've got the actual properties that are now almost full.
Mm-hmm.
So my question to you is, how are you going to do 3 times the amount of deals you did next month, to make £9,000, and then 12 the next month after that, and 15 after that? So let's say Christmas, okay, let's just change it. So let's say November you're going to do 9, January you do 12, and then February we do 15. How are you going to do that?
Well, I just keep doing what I'm doing every day. Wake up, go to the gym.
Will what you're doing
come
now
home. So
get to those numbers on its own?
Will they, with what I'm doing? Yeah.
So what is it you're doing that's repeatable so that can just do more?
Say that again, sorry.
What is it? So if you could just repeat what you're doing now, and with your current activity and current actions, where does that cap out? Where does the capacity stop for you to be able to, for example, how many reach outs, phone calls are you doing to equal that one deal, or those 11? How are you going to scale that?
I guess it's expanding my area. So I'll focus on one town and because I'm using like Rightmove, speaking to estate agents, I'm on Open Rent. So I quite like Open Rent because it's direct to landlord, and I can just go in and just be real with them, you know, because I mean, estate agents are fantastic. And when you get the good ones, it's great. You know, you can get a lot of pushback with them too. But that's just the game, isn't it? That's just the game. So it's the case of finding the deals and selling them to investors. It's also difficult as well because I need to keep myself on track and not get too overstimulated and excited. Mm-hmm. Because I need to wake up with a purpose every day.
Yeah, for someone like you said, us, systems and consistency are important as well as motivation and gear.
Yeah.
Because we need to build consistency. So when my brain goes to, and I've done any of these things, I've done all these sort of property things in the past. I know all about that stuff. Outreach systems, rhythms and routines and rituals, and then also how to protect my energy and reoccurring revenue, so it's not always relying on other people saying yes when it's not within your control that they say yes or no to that. So how do you get people? Obviously outreach is fantastic, but outreach relies on you. How do you build a machine so then when you do something once, it goes off into the market and people come to you back from it? So how do you make it like, so both, you can still run around like a crazy person, but also then when you sit still, they still all come back. There's still things coming in towards you, like inbound, like what obviously you're doing with your social media. Build a personal brand, start putting out content consistently, and suddenly people will know you as you keep doing now, because you've probably got at least a year of massive energy and effort in you before you start to be like but there is a time when you can't,
where it's like
there's like it's like a word of the sea, isn't it? Waves, they kind of come in and out. And so you've probably got a year like of massive motivation to this. Who's new, maybe less, maybe more. And then when it comes back in, you want to build all the things that you can build brand wise. So then when it comes back out with your ADHD energy, then things will start to come back in because people will know you for that. They'll be trying to give you deals or get deals from you. So then you become inbound as well. And
that's what I'm navigating at the moment, because I'm, you know, very new to it, is finding the direction that I'm going in, sticking to the plan, which I think is very key for me. Sticking to the plan, don't get distracted or diverted.
That would be that. It's literally, I was going to say, like saying for the next, from now, October, you got October, November, December, and then until literally December next year, I would set targets for you, like just to do the one thing, deal side, investor side, and then make a machine. I'd be like outreach, get outreach to both of these audiences, you building in the middle and building something that can then would be able to like act as a lead generation source inbound. And don't do anything else. If you've got 3 lists, like add people to that list, deals, add investors to this list so you can match the 2 together, and then build a brand in the middle that then can take inbound. Then nothing else. Because then obviously for the next year, you'll be super consistent at those 3 things, which still got a bit of variety in there. Still will be chaos. Still will be stuff going on. But then you're going to build yourself a business versus a lot of potential headache later on when there's madness going on.
And that's it, is building a good foundation. And that's what I've really been focusing on lately is, okay, I've got my first 2 properties, like that, you know, there was the hype of, oh my God, getting a property. Oh my God, I've got 2. Okay, right. Now what? I need to, build the foundations up and give myself key areas to work on and focus on.
And what are those key areas, do you think?
Good question.
So if you're thinking about this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, what are your sort of what's your week looking like right now in terms of, if they're all almost full, how much time do you spend cleaning them? Are you going to start outsourced cleaning them? When are you going to start outsourced cleaning them? What's the money going to cost for that?
There has been a change. So I was cleaning them so when I took them on, furnished them, had a plan for somebody to do it that failed, which it's okay, it happens, just teething problems. So I was cleaning the 3 apartments. I was up there like every single day. every single day, even on Saturday. So I would be up at 5, 6 a.m., went to a wedding, finished the wedding at 12 o'clock. It then took me 2 hours to drive back to Swindon.
Wow.
I had to clean the apartments within an hour. My gosh, I was running around more than a headless chicken than I already do. So I had the apartments cleaned and then went back, took my daughter to a birthday party. I sat there with my laptop working, went home and breathed. But I found myself some cleaners and they're brilliant. They make flowers on the beds.
I love a bit of flower on the bed.
That was my most impressed bit. I was like, oh, have you? You make flowers? Like, I'm yours.
Are you tracking the financials of, 130, for example, a night, plus the cleaning costs, plus this, plus then the taxes, etc.?
Yes, yeah.
Are you really clinical with that? Are you being ADHD with that?
I'm becoming more ADHD and technical. So because it's been the first. I was
going to say the other way around. It's becoming more clinical.
No, clinical. I thought you'd maybe say technical rather than clinical.
Either one's better than ADHD version of like.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Cash gone.
No, I am. This is a big risk. Like property is a big risk, and what I've taken out on the contract and things, they are a massive risk. And this is where I'm like, no, this is adulting, Jessica.
Let me know when you figure that out.
Pardon?
Let me know when you figure that out.
Okay. I'll try. So, yeah, I'm being a lot more clever with this. But there's so much out there to know. Like you've got SaaS accounts and all of these things. And I'm like, so when my brain is calming down more now, I was poorly this week. So I took a few days off just to sit there and let my brain kind of calm down, which I think it needed to, because I was just running on pure adrenaline, fight or flight, like for the past 3 or 4 weeks. I've just been non-stop. And of course, when you stop, you get poorly. So it's classic. I knew it was coming.
Back to our previous conversation at the beginning.
Yeah, I knew it was coming. And so next week is the case of one day I'll be doing this, next day I'll be doing that, and clear structure, clear plans, and learning, because every day I'm always sat there doing training. I'll always look back and go, oh, okay, yeah, let's just double check how to do that and if there's another way of doing that. So I have my books, I have online training. And, you're always learning every day, right? You don't know everything, and you never will know everything.
So what's then your brand strategy approach to what you're going to do with your personal brand? Trying to get this business to go boom.
Tell me the answer.
I've got loads of ideas. Even just the way you're talking about this, I think people from both sides of the sort of transaction that you're providing, from landlords to investors or deal making people, this is just about shouting as loud as you can about how this thing works and how you can help people.
Yeah, because for landlords it is a great thing.
Well, they're getting guaranteed rent.
Getting guaranteed rent.
Are you securing it? So if you don't get any rentals, then you're still paying them.
Yep.
How do you secure that? And what if you can't pay?
Well,
big trouble.
Yeah, that's on me and my company, right? And that's where it's key to pick the right area. Because if you pick a bad area, you're buggered. You need to do your research. Don't just go, oh, yes, somebody said yes. Do your due diligence. If you haven't done your due diligence correctly, it's going to flop, isn't it? And me being so thorough, I was checking it and checking it and checking it and checking it. And I had mentors check it for me just to say, yeah, it's a good deal, it's not a good deal. And they come back oddly and said, it's okay. And I'm like, you've got your numbers wrong. I was like, they are wrong. And I screenshotted all of my information and I sent it, and they was like, oh yeah, sorry, you are right. And I'm like, yes, I knew it. Because I, being my first properties, the last thing I want is it to fail. especially your first ones. I thought, oh my God, if I fail the first time and I'm in a contract for 3 years, I'm buggered. I will then have to either find another property, but it would have hit my confidence, thinking, okay, really, is this going to work? Can I do it? But I wouldn't have let myself do that, because getting the first one right was key. So yeah, just letting landlords know that it's secured rent. You don't have to worry about the tenants, so it is hands off.
They're dealing with your
they're dealing with one person, just us, a company, not a direct tenant. They haven't got to worry about tenants' rights of, no, we're staying in here, you're not kicking us out. If they want us gone, we have break clauses, so they can tell us to go, and it's like, well, yeah, we got to go. We're a business, we're not a tenant, so we're gone. And that's the risk that you have to take. But if it brings in profit, it's a risk I'm willing to take. And if you've done your proper due diligence, you should be okay.
It's exciting time for you.
It is exciting. I've had a few moments of, oh my God, what have I just done? Like, I have 2 properties that I don't live in and that I have to get bookings. But I'm all about manifestation. I've been manifesting. I've been going, Dad, please make sure this works. Like, please. And oddly, after every single time I've prayed, manifested to him, spoke to him, the first time I did it, about 10 minutes later, I got a 9-day booking in. I was like, oh, Dad, I love you. Like, thank you so much. Please don't let me fail. I've worked so hard. Next time I done it, I was driving in the car. I was talking, sound like a right weirdo saying, I was just talking to my dad. But I know he's listening and he's sending me all the positive energy and all of that. So next time I did it, I got out of the car, checked my phone, like another 6-7 day booking come in. I'm like, yes. But obviously hard work has gone into it, and staging and money and stress and tears of beds not turning up and guests the next day.
That's just what you want.
But it's fun. Like, it's all about the journey getting there. Like, there is the goal, but the journey is the fun part. Do you agree?
I understand what you're saying. I think I wish I agreed.
Okay.
Then I wish I took life more fun. I wish I had more fun.
Yeah.
I'm very highly strung, probably. I used to think I wasn't. I thought I was chill. I thought I was laid back, and then I was told, you are fucking not laid back. And I was like, oh. I was like genuinely surprised. People were like, you're like the least laid back person I've ever known.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Do you not know how to relax then?
I think I'm perfectly relaxed. I'm pretty chill. But and I think I've now learned, but I've been told, not I've learned anything, I've been told. I look angry as well. If I'm not smiling, I apparently have an angry face. So they think I'm very angry all the time. I'm actually just like in my own head, like obviously like you're probably talking to yourself.
Just having a staff meeting.
Literally, I'm like, people are like, you look fucking livid. I'm like, nah, perfectly happy. Like, you look very unhappy.
It's the concentration face. You're there like...
Because I'm in a full board meeting in my head the whole time. Like, and then when someone talks to you, I'm like, why are you interrupting me? And they're like, what? No one's here. I'm like, what? I've got multiple pens having multiple conversations. What do you mean?
I'm talking to Jessica, talking to Jess, and I'm Jessie.
I was at the 3.
Well, they now are, yeah.
Named. I wish I only had 3. Yeah.
There's multiple in there.
Yeah, if you ever take ADHD medication, the first time somebody else took one, it didn't really happen for me. I'm probably off the chart. But they were like, it's quiet. This must be what other people are like. I'm like, it doesn't make me quiet, but it certainly helps me to... I do like them. I do. It do make a difference.
Yeah.
Big time.
I see, that's what scared me, is when I was working in alternate provision this year, and a young girl, she started taking the ADHD medication, and she said, it's quiet. And I was like, she goes, I can't hear the voices. I said, oh no, I don't like that.
Yeah.
That would scare me.
I think there's balance there, isn't there?
Quiet.
It's not quiet. Like, it's not quiet when I don't have that. I just have like, the times where, like you said about relaxed, going in from the acupuncturist, and like you feel your central nervous system's just calmer.
Yeah.
That's kind of, because basically what the ones I take, dexamfetamine and something called Elvance, is basically amphetamine, which basically obviously like releases dopamine.
Yeah.
And helps that to go off, which then obviously causes you to be able to focus. So that the days where I like, it's a constant battle, but I also have massive autism too. So like, I'm like super like the same and everything must be identical. And also have ADHD, where nothing must be the same and everything has to be different. And it's like a fucking constant tug of war.
Oh, God.
But I've also learned like autism is useful. I'm sure ADHD is like my genius or that bullshit. But
it's our superpower.
I hate that shit. Like, I'm just me.
It is us. We are we are who we are.
And I think there's just people like to use excuses, and I don't mean ADHD or autism or any other thing that people have. And again, I've had this feedback before from people that I'm white British male out of a certain class. It's like, well, it's all right for you, mate, because you're white British male and rich. And well, I mean, probably in the top percentage of people, I suppose. Yeah, fine, thanks. But it's still my life. I still got to deal with my life. I still got to deal with the battle. Like we said, people would not swap if they knew. If they really knew what I went through and what I've been through, they were like, no fucking way. They opted in for that. No fucking way.
Is there anybody that you'd want to swap with, or are you happy and content in yourself?
That's a fantastic question. Is there anybody that I want to swap with? I'd be conscious of fucking up their life for them. I'd be like, sorry, like if someone said, do swap role for the day, I'd be like, you're going to have a really fun day being me.
Like, are you sure you want to do that?
They'd have a fun day. That's what they'd have. They'd have a fun day being me. They'd be like, this is fucking amazing.
It's mental.
And then they'd see like the other side of it. They're like, they would not be able to cope.
No.
And then they'd come back to their life and be like, Ben has destroyed everything.
How do I fix this?
They're unfixable. They're like, what?
You just threw a bomb in there and
unintentionally just turned up. Like, I just turn up and it's like, what? I just walked in. Like, you didn't just walk in, mate. You did. You don't realise how you come across. I just said hello. Like.
So is there anybody though that you would go, I'd love to be in their shoes? Because you clearly work hard, don't you? And you think, okay.
I mean, I liked, realistically, the people I'd like to spend time with would be Elon, Jeff Bezos, Steve Jobs, to really sit with those kind of people and be like, if I'm really honest with you, I'd be like, how close am I?
Yeah.
How close am I to being like you guys are? Because fast forward to like, if I am remotely in the league of being anywhere near like your brain, which I have got a brain type, certainly like more like Elon than Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, if it's possible, then that's also possible for me to achieve that level of success. So that's probably, I'm looking for like a validation point. Like, you got your first property, like, I can do it. It is possible. I've done it. I've done one.
Yeah.
I'd be like, if I could sit for even a few minutes and be like, if I can see myself in you and you're that level of success, and you've done that amount of impact, then it's possible for me too.
Yeah.
It's probably what I'd say in relation to whether I'd want to be, or want to be in his shoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Amazon is an absolute outlier. What is that about?
Yeah.
And Jeff's a normal guy driving his Honda. You're like, what?
It is always because I was listening to a podcast on the way in, Stephen Bartlett's Diary of a CEO, and they were saying on there that there's like 3 classes of rich. So you start off here, you know, you're driving your Citroen around. Then you got your middle class. They're like, oh yeah. Well, I say middle class, like, yeah, we got a nice, say, Tesla or something like that. And then you've got the ones who are rich and they're like, oh, I'll have a Ferrari. And then they realise, well, it isn't actually doing anything for me. So I'll just come back down and I'll just drive my Citroen again, isn't it?
Do people do that?
Yeah.
Who's gone back from a Ferrari?
So, what's his name? Is Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
He just waltzes around in, you know, normal clothes. Well, I say normal clothes, just, I think
he does fly private though.
Does he? Oh, cheeky bugger.
Yeah, no, I get your point. I think there's, so when you drive a Ferrari, it's signalling. And when you get to a certain level, it's like reverse signalling. You don't really want people, the people who know, and they know you're not even telling anybody.
Yeah. And that's it. You're like, I don't care about if people know that I'm rich or not, isn't it? I mean,
it's sometimes useful. It opens doors depending on who you are and what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, I guess if you reach a certain point, isn't it? And you're like, well, I don't need to waltz around in big fancy cars or big branded clothes. I mean, I've never been a branded person of clothes, and I won't ever be. I'm not
Never?
Pardon?
How do you know? What if you achieved the level of success where you could be dripping in Dolce & Gabbana?
I couldn't care less.
Interesting.
I couldn't care about brands.
Why not? What do brands mean to you then?
I think they're just people trying to make it look like they can afford things or look cool, look a certain way.
This is exactly what brands are for, right? It's an identity pay. You pay for that brand a lot of money or a little amount of money, whether you wear cheap stuff or expensive stuff, because people that you're then assigning yourself to that club.
Yeah.
To say, I'm like you, because I believe what you believe. And sometimes people don't believe anything in that sense. That's why they spend little money on clothes, because they don't have a close belief. So you're telling people, I don't have. So you're signaling deep. Whether you do or you don't.
Put a little twist on that, haven't you?
But my question to you when you say that, and so you obviously sort of mentioned about upbringing and background. You said people who spend those kind of brands is trying to pretend to tell people they've got money when they probably haven't. There's a lot of people who do that. But is that if you're looking out judging that, is that because you've struggled with financial success?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean.
So how are you going to step into abundance with your property portfolio and your own income if you're rejecting the claims that people who have money are like that? Because then that puts you out of the camp of people who have money.
What do you mean, rejecting the people?
Well, like rejecting the claim, like so people with money or people who buy brands just trying to pretend they've got something. But you've now, let's say you fast forward a few more years, you know, £2 million a year in revenue from a property portfolio. Well, how are you going to get to that if you aren't seeing yourself as somebody?
I want to spend my money wisely in other areas. So, for instance, if there was a £500 pair of shoes or £1,000 pair of shoes or £1,000 deposit to go onto another property or business or something, I couldn't care about those shoes, even if I could afford them. I'd much rather buy a same pair for like £28 and then use that money wisely somewhere else.
But that's coming from the lens of, I have to have one or the other. What if you had enough money you could have both and anything else you wanted? Would you still not want the nice shoes?
No, I don't think I would.
Interesting question though, right? So whether it's about expensive shoes or about non-expensive shoes or property or any other business or any other thing, it signals to people that we're like each other or we're not like each other.
Interesting.
So then think about how you then spin this to why this is relevant to you in this moment of your career. Nothing to do with shoes or handbag brands, but your personal brand is exactly the same. Because when people look at you and your social media, they're either deciding, are you like me or not like me? And rapport is built from, I like you or I want to be like you. So how would you tell them who you are if you're not signaling to them? Now, that doesn't have to be with brands or clothes or cars or holidays, but the content you talk about and / what you do with your day and how you share that with people to grow your personal brand is exactly that. I'm like you or I want to be like you.
That's a very valid point. And that's, I hadn't thought about looking at it like that angle, but that's why these conversations and speaking to people is key, because of looking at it from a different angle.
So as you told me about going on school road, people were saying, Jess, how are you doing all this stuff? Your personal brand is what people already know about you from just what you're doing anyway.
Yeah.
You're not like doing it and then doing it for the gram. If you just documented what you're doing by running around here, doing that, drove to a podcast, take a picture, let's do that. People, you're just doing your life and then showing other people what it is, which is now property.
Yeah.
So it was actually Finn who sat right there. He said to me, we should put the V class. You see the car that I have?
Yes, yeah.
We should do a video like showing this stuff. Yeah, but every video that we're in the car is already showing people that we have the car. So the less I kind of talk about it, as in like, we do tell people if we've got it because we'll do the stuff we do with it. But it's almost like, I'm not even bothered to mention it because it's just standard.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's kind of then saying to people, we have all of this. Still not really talking about it. Is it like, it's just standard to us?
Yeah.
Because I'm not doing it to impress anyone. It's just what I got anyway. And so the same to you. You're not doing the school run or running around to impress anyone. You're just doing it because you want to try and get somewhere where you're trying to go.
Yeah.
And so if you start documenting that, sharing it with people, your personal brand, then people just start to know who you actually are, which is someone in this case who doesn't care about brands and clothes like that, does care about your property portfolio. Not sure if you want to sacrifice your body and your health again for pregnancy, but you're in this place. Any woman who's listening to this will be like, I like this woman, or I don't like this woman, or I'm indifferent about this woman. But the ones who do like you will be the ones you end up doing business with, end up being friends with, doing whatever with, male, female, whoever, investors, deal makers, landlords. That's what that's whole piece is about. Hence why when I asked you about the brands, usually people say those things, but brands are just a signal of identity.
Yeah.
So
I think where it comes from, like deep down, is because I didn't get raised with money, or I never knew the meaning of money. I obviously knew it was very precious in our household. Like every pound mattered. Like literally pounds mattered when it come to food. And I just think it's so precious even now that I just want it to be used wisely.
And that's really valid, and I really appreciate it. And I can't relate to that, as my childhood was not like that. But if we say money is just energy, and then we then say about your energy, is your energy, when it's higher, going to be better than when it's lower? So therefore, if you think money is a scarce resource, not lots of it, available to you, how is money going to flow towards you if you believe it's scarce? Because if you believe it's not possible, or it's not a lot of it around, then you're going to act in a way that then subconsciously will be like, there's not lots of this around, I need to look after it, which you do need to look after money. But you also, to make money and grow, you need to expand.
Oh, I know there's plenty around.
Not in your pocket.
Just not fully in my pocket yet.
But then back to this self-worth piece we spoke about very much at the beginning. How a lot of people put their own self-worth into towards how much money they have and how much money they can generate. And so whilst you potentially may feel like the kind of common phrases you've said here about money, there will be a cap, in my personal opinion and experience from working with people, about how much money they're going to bring in. Because you might get to a certain level of money, and it's not $3,000 a deal. You might get to 10, 20, 30,000 a month. And there's an internal thermometer of how much success you will allow in. And you'll somehow miraculously find a way to be back down where you think you deserve financially, because you won't even know consciously what that is. But let's say you don't know what that means yet. Let's say you're not hearing that fully in the way I mean yet. You're not experienced yet in business to do it, let's say. Remember this conversation 12 months from now, 18 months from now, 24 months from now. If you see your financials, you start tracking them, go 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, don't fall to 6, 7. It's always back at 7. Something will be around a number that you somehow always find a way, whether you've got 24 hours on the go, 12, or this other thing happening in business. But why am I always ending up back at the same place? That is your identity. And what you are thinking subconsciously you are worth financially. It always happens with people. Often is a large attribute of people who have not come from money, get trapped in what they think they are worth and what's possible. Hence why when you start talking about brands, I poked. And here it is.
I think I'm worth a lot though. I think I'm different, and I feel I'm different. Do you feel it? Like I feel...
From you or from me?
Well, it's in yourself as well. Like I feel I am different. This is said about highly successful people. Think they're better than everybody else and deserve more. Think they're massively insecure, they're not good enough, and very disciplined. Yeah.
So I would say I think I deserve absolutely everything.
Yeah.
And my mum told me I was a gift from God and born to do great things in my life. I also think, it's going to fail every fucking 5 minutes and I'm going to be a shit loser. I'm really, really disciplined. Just carry on anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't really care. I don't really care what I believe. I care about what I've done.
Yeah.
So I can think I'm fantastic. I can think I'm not fantastic. I'm still good. It's results and proof. All that matters.
Yeah.
So whether I've got the money in the bank or the company is worth or whatever is the only thing that matters. Not what I think about myself or what I feel toward my abilities.
Yeah.
Those things are just mediums to get to where I'm trying to go. And it's if Amazon, Facebook, or anyone else offered me a massive check for the business when that time comes, I don't care. No one's gonna give a shit about my feelings. Does Ben think he's worth it? There's a check though. There isn't a check though.
Well, I just think like in myself, I know that I was put here to do big things. Like just in myself, that I think very positively and ambitiously, and I think that I'm not here to fail. I'm born for success, and I know that I will succeed.
But you said at the beginning you're scared of failure,
and that's it. But I know I will succeed because I don't want to fail. I know, but I just know I'll succeed.
I look forward to seeing how you're going to play out.
Yeah.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
My pleasure.